What's up? This is the Bomb Ass Moms podcast. I'm Tierney.
And I'm Ashley.
What's up, girl?
What's up? What's up? What's up? We're back. Listen, girl. Girl, it's been a week. It's been a day. It's been a morning. Girl, I just like to get to it because I think we got some good that we going to be talking about today.
Okay, so I think I saw this thing on Instagram or TikTok. I don't
Mhm.
know why all of this has been coming from social media, but
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was talking about why successful women basically why they date down.
Ooh.
Why do they date the
Ooh.
guys that make less or the raggedy dudes, the thugs or whatever, someone that maybe, makes a little bit less than you, well, a lot less than you,
Wow.
you probably making six figures and they ain't got a bank account, they got the shoebox under the
Not
bed.
the shoebox.
Yeah,
Hold
the
up. Not
shoebox
the
under the bed.
shoebox. That is just too hilarious. Not the
Yeah, so I think
girl.
it's very interesting because I've found myself in this position before in that
Wow.
type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Not that, it was because I was like successful. I've done this in college before. And even, as I gotten older, was in nursing, not nursing school, but
Like you were a
yeah.
nurse.
Oh
You were
no,
established.
no, take it back. Even in nursing school,
Oh,
college, like I said,
yeah,
college, when I became a nurse, I think for the most part of my dating history,
Lord.
I probably dated down.
But what I'm trying to understand is now. I know this is what we're going to be talking about. I'm just trying to understand since you've done it most of your dating career, but now you settled in. You got Chris, y'all good. I'm just trying to understand. Not saying that I've never dated down, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. This is something to really think about. But I'm just trying to help me understand from your perspective of what made you date down. Like, I mean,
Okay, so it wasn't like everybody that I've dated down, but I'll say overall,
mhm.
if we say I had 10 boyfriends, six of them I was dating down.
Ooh, gee,
And
that's more than
I,
half.
huh?
That's more than half.
Exactly.
Gee.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, if I think about it, there were reasons why,
Okay, help.
right?
That's what we're trying to get into. Like, help me, help the listeners understand the why you've dated down. Because I'm pretty sure people that are listening probably are in the same situation or have been in the same situation. So we gotta help them understand. I want to know, like, girl, let's get to it.
And I will say, this subject
Mm-hmm,
is something that could lead to a good conversation with a guy.
mm-hmm,
And I really think that because I've had this conversation with guys before,
mm-hmm,
about successful women, and from what I've heard, they don't really care about our jobs. It's not that important.
mm-hmm,
So some of the reasons why I dated down, and you know what? It wasn't that I tried to. It
mm-hmm,
was just the person that I met, to be honest. And then, I found out, hey, this is my job, da 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 da.
mm-hmm,
So it wasn't like that's what my goal was. It just happened to be that way. And when I started to converse with this person, get to know them, everything kind of aligned other than their employment. And at certain part at certain parts of my life, I guess it wasn't that important. When I was in college, I didn't have that mindset of like, oh, I'm gonna ensure that I date someone in college. Yes, I did date a lot of men in college. Not a lot like that, but I mean, they were in college while I was going there as well.
yeah,
But like I didn't focus on that. If I dated someone outside of college, that's who I dated because I actually did. Like one of the guys, one of my very first boyfriends, like real boyfriends, that I dated in college. he was definitely not the same type of caliber of guy that I should have been dating. Totally different than what I was supposed to have. I was in college. I think I was a sophomore already. And this guy was a few years older than me, like 5 or 6. And he was a street guy.
Mm.
I didn't notice at first. When I first met him, he was like, "Oh, I'm a carpenter." "Oh, okay. You
Girl,
build stuff."
let's pause. Let's pause. You went with Carpenter.
What?
Sorry. Go ahead. Oh,
What?
what? Okay.
Hey, first of all, I thought that was a good job, and we don't have to pause, but I thought it was a good job. I'm like, okay, carpenter, construction, like you build houses, you build buildings. I thought that not that it was like wonderful money, but you got a 9 to 5, you got a job.
Okay.
That's what I thought. So I was like, okay,
Woo, thank
well,
God. Thank God for growth, baby.
hey, thank God for girl. But I'm not saying, hey, if my man was a construction worker, that's the job he could get. That's the job he could get.
You right, but I'm just over here talking about the first thing that I heard. I ain't even hear construction. I put that out the window. I heard carpenter. I thought,
Okay. I mean, carpenters work in construction.
okay, got it. You're right. You was just thinking he had a 9 to 5. Let me stop interrupting.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. 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 And so I didn't really focus on that. I focused on how he treated me. And I feel like as successful women, like fast forward to like now or
Mhm.
like before my situation now.
Yeah,
Fast forward to that, like I think as successful women, we don't even like focus on money unless like that's something we need.
right. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. But yes and
Well, I'm
no.
just saying, like, for me, before I won't say before I met Chris, but before we got serious, I didn't really care about how much money the guy had because I actually wasn't even thinking about the real future. I was thinking about my now, how I felt at that time. Like, I felt like, okay, I don't want to be by myself anymore. I'm ready for a relationship. I want to find somebody that treats me well, respects me, thinks the most of me, and loves me to death. That's what I felt.
I think that as time progressed, just listening to you, I think that your values shifted. Your values weren't about money per se. But I think that you made a comment that, some successful women may not necessarily think about money. And it, I said yes or no, yes and no. I'm sorry, and I
Mhm.
just think that thinking of the now, and we could talk back then about dating down when it came to my situation, but thinking of the now, like right now, I'm successful. I'm a successful Black woman at that, and I feel like at this point in my life, I want my partner to match me, if not better. I'm not saying that I'm thinking about money, but it's just like, you know, sometimes when you date down or like when you're in certain situations, you sometimes may be the one carrying the weight when it comes to finances. And sometimes that could be tough. Just going back in my 20s, like that was me. And it's like, dang, now I desire to have something different. I'm successful. I don't want to date down. I want somebody to match me, if not better. Even though I still want my independence, but at the end of the day, I want to be able to look at my partner and be like, yeah, we both bosses, or we both balling, or we both doing the dang on thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at mine now. My back then, for sure, I definitely dated down, but at that time I was longing for love. I wanted my emotional being to be met. Like I wanted, and so I wasn't thinking about the hey, this guy don't make more than me or whatever. Or I was thinking about whatever treated me like a queen or treated me right. That's what I fell for. No matter if it was the thug, no matter if it was the dating down, no matter if it was the guy that just don't really have a 9 to 5, but doing something with their life. But now I don't think how I used to think. And if people still think how they thought in their 20s, ooh, Lord, then they haven't grown, right? But
That's true.
I,
That's true.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty for dating down. Whether it's like I said, finances or like just how they living their life. I don't know. It's just I was like, oh, they treat me like a queen on a pedestal. Okay. And then you get deeper into it, you're like, up, pump your brakes. Hold on now. But now,
Okay.
yeah, it's just a different outlook for me in this moment.
Okay, so you said they treat you like a queen. So, do you think that now I know this is not true for all men, but do you think men that have less than their partner do treat their woman better because they kind of need them?
I would say not really because oh, maybe in the beginning, maybe in the beginning they may, but I think that what's always in the dark will come to light. I think that men, no matter if the woman makes more or makes less, I think that their true colors will truly come out. I think in the beginning they may cater to the woman because they may need or they may want something from them, but once they're in, I feel like maybe certain things will shift. But
Well,
I
I'm just saying, like like I'm saying, like if this person is a good-hearted person
mhm.
and they have true intentions, like, do you think that they may treat their woman like better, give them that queen treatment versus someone that actually, is head of household? I'm making all the money,
Mhm.
making less than me. So, yeah, I'm gonna treat you like my queen, but it's what I say, or because I'm making the money.
There shouldn't be no limitations on a man treating you like a queen, whether he makes money or you make more money. So
Right.
so I don't think that a man that makes less money will treat you better or worse or whatever. I just feel like a real man would treat you like a queen on a throne, no matter who is the breadwinner or not. Like, but I don't agree with a guy making less that he may treat you better because of something that he needs. Because a real man, to me, will try to go out there and hustle and get it and provide for their family. Like that's just how I feel. Whether you make more or not, like
Okay, so you said a real man is gonna go out and get money. They're gonna hustle, provide for their family. Okay, so in an instance, when I was in college, the construction worker, he had other ways of making money.
mm,
And okay, let's fast forward. Even in my early 20s, when I was dating a guy, I felt like I'm pretty sure I made more money than him. But I didn't really know it. I didn't know it. He had many hustles. He treated me well. We traveled a lot together. Like, I didn't know.
yeah.
So like a lot of times, even though successful women they date down, I mean, some of the men, they're not really, I hate saying down because I don't want to look
So so
like,
I so I get what you're saying, but I guess the question that we should have probably addressed at the beginning is what is truly dating down? Is it dating
only
down?
financial.
Yeah, is it only financial? Is it that they can't mentally stimulate you? Is it that they're not physically attractive? Like, what is? I guess that's what we should have kind of addressed in the beginning. What is dating down? Because us conversing right now, I know I've mostly hit on dating down when it comes to finances, but
Mhm.
there are other definitions or there are other um thoughts of dating down, like versus just finances. I think the finances for me was the bigger one. Now,
Yeah.
have I dating down as far as people don't expect me to be with a certain person because of their looks? Absolutely. But honestly, it don't even matter. That's not dating down in my eyes. That's probably dating down to somebody else, right? So what is truly dating down? Like, I mean, if you're listening to this episode, just, shoot us a little message. What I want to know your thought process on what you think dating down is.
Okay, so you said, okay, so a good thing is this. You said dating down could be if this person someone that does not mentally stimulate you, right?
Yes.
So does that mean like you all don't have the same type of education? They can't really have deep conversations like emotionally?
So I am not going to say someone who does not have a college degree cannot mentally stimulate you. I think that the mental stimulation is, you vibing, the chemistry is there, you're having deep conversations. You can have surface and deep conversations. I
Mm.
don't look at it that the person that I'm talking to, um, or yeah, I don't look at it that the person I'm talking to has to, like I said, graduate from college to actually mentally stimulate me and to indulge in deep conversation or to understand my perspective or vice versa, me understand their perspective. Dating down to me is that you can't go there, or you're always at the surface level, or you always find a disagreement or argument out of something. Like I, I ain't got time for that, because you spend more energy trying to explain yourself or explain certain things, and I'm just like, no, that's just not for me.
So is that also including being closed minded?
I think so. You got to see it.
Absolutely.
You got to see certain things from other people's perspective, even if you don't want to, and that's called sometimes having uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know that I could not be with somebody that's very close minded, that only sees one thing, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's this way or the highway. No. You
That
have to
sounds
open your mind to different things.
that sounds semi like a narcissist to me.
Exactly. And that
Yeah.
ain't gonna work.
No,
It's
it's not.
not going to work.
Yeah.
Because how can we grow if you're stuck back in 92? It's
Um,
not gonna work.
he better find somebody that's back in 92 with him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, no. So
Yeah.
yeah, you hit on some good points there, Ashley,
Mhm.
because it could be different definitions, and like my brain just went straight to finances, but like thinking about somebody that is not mentally stimulating, is only like this closed-minded person,
Mhm.
like definitely you can't even grow with somebody like that.
Man. So I think there are multiple factors, like I said, of dating down. I think that for successful women, sometimes the first thing is thinking about finances because we're successful. Then you have those successful women who longs for that love, right? And so they
Mm-hmm.
may date down when it comes to having a man like talk to them any kind of way, or a man that ain't really doing for themselves, or a man that, will treat them like a queen on a throne and have that one good aspect, but then all the others are just red flag energy that you're just choosing to ignore.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know what? One thing I would say, like in my past, I felt like not even the most successful, as in financial person
Mm-hmm.
that had money, the most successful person that I've dated, I could not even say that he was the best person that I dated. There were
Mm-hmm.
definitely red flags. And I feel like, people that have more money, sometimes they lack in other things. And maybe sometimes they show off, that money to like take away from their their worst parts of themselves.
Yeah.
Like I can't say how many red flags was in their relationship, how my boy needed counseling and I didn't even
Yeah.
like think about it.
Girl, hold up. You real quick, because I have a one track mind. We need to go on and have another episode on when you see the red flags. What do you do? Do you choose to ignore?
Yes.
Choose to keep going? Because I'm trying to get on this green flag energy, not this red flag energy, and I'm guilty of ignoring red flags. But we can talk about that another time.
Yes. I really want to get into that conversation because I got some things to say.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Let's save that for another day so people can listen in, honey. Like I'm ready.
Yes. Okay, I got you. I got you. I
Yeah.
won't forget. I'm gonna have to take my notes because y'all know my brain don't be burning at
And
all.
write that down, or we'll just go back and watch this and say, oh yeah, let go that topic right there. But no,
Yeah.
back to it. Back to dating down. Like I didn't even listen to the full thing on Instagram. I just honestly read the topic and I just was like, you know what? Sometimes some women can't even answer that question, to be honest. It's probably because I think you made a point that sometimes men with money try to use their money, or not use their money, but like show that they have money to cover up other things. And I just feel like, and I'm saying this as a successful Black woman, that maybe, we fail to look at the things that we're lacking, so we long for it from that partner, whether it's red flag energy or not. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. I think that for myself with being successful, there were certain things that I was looking for in a man. So it didn't matter if you had so much money or if you could do certain things for me. That wasn't important. What was important was how they treated me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, I mean, it's sad to say this, and I'm not talking about love bomb as in like you go crazy, but if it's authentic, you know what I'm saying? And you show me the best parts of you, and you don't even have a lot. Like, seriously, I can think back to right around COVID time, like before COVID, before 2020. This was maybe 2017, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I was almost 30. I was almost 30. And I was dating this guy. I had a lot more money than he did. But my focus was never about money because I feel like when you're successful, that's like the least thing you think about at times, because I was like, listen, I'm a boss. I ain't got to worry about that. Don't worry about money. You know, if we go out on a date, you want to pay, you pay. Okay, that's fine, pay. But the issue came is because like he was very insecure.
Mm.
And so this is an issue with financially dating down. Men have a lot of pride.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like one of the biggest issues in our relationship. Like it could be so simple as, oh, okay, babe, I'll cook dinner as in myself, but can you wash the dishes? Okay, you wash the dishes. Hey, can you put a little bit more soap on the sponge? It's like a big ass tantrum because I asked to put soap on a sponge so you can clean the dishes a little bit better. Like it's like, oh, you're a woman. You can't tell me what to do just because. It's just so crazy. So it led to so many issues. And so I think like when you're successful and you're dating down financially, and I know we keep on saying this, but like it has to be the right man, because some men is just won't work. It
Yeah.
will not work.
I mean, I would say this. Um, when successful women date down financially, it's all about how long or how much you're willing to put up with. And I say this to say, when I dated down in my 20s and we're talking about finances, I was okay with it because that's what I chose. I knew that I was making more money. But as we
Mhm.
progressed in our relationship, I was like, okay, so what are your goals? What are your aspirations? How are you going to move to the next step? Trying to boost my man up to want better for himself, right? Or for better for us, right? Because you made a point. Men are prideful. They are very prideful, and it's very hard for them to put their pride to the side. And so I, in the past, and even now, to be honest, I mean, I'm single, but I'm hoping that whoever my partner is, whoever God supply for me, they, can take the feedback and want to be better. What I'm saying is, I was trying to build my man to want better for our family, or want better for, himself. So it's in certain moments, you may be that successful breadwinner or may be that successful woman, but then finding those ways to try to build your partner, and they have to want it. You can't change anybody. They have to want it for themselves. They have to want to
That's
be
true.
better. You know what I'm saying? Want to be better to provide you that emotional stability. Want to be better to provide you that financial stability. Want to be better for their kids. Like, they have to want it. And if they're giving you that energy that they don't want it, and you're over here bossing it out, then that's just not for you.
So, okay. So, when you say, okay, so I was listening to you, Ashley. So,
Mm-hmm.
do you really think that for a successful woman to be with a guy financially that makes less than them, is that going to sustain? Like, can they actually maintain that type of relationship? Like, okay, you start at A and say you making, let's just say, 150K a year, and this person will say 50 to 70K a year, right? And that is how you began your relationship. That's how you start. Well, can you sustain that type of relationship?
I
Even if like you grow a family, you're getting married, and knowing like that woman has to be, because basically you're the breadwinner at that point.
I
Can that be sustained?
I think that it depends on the person. But absolutely it can. I think that whatever people value or whatever they think is important to them at that time and over time and conversing about it, then yes. For a period of time in my life, it sustained beyond just um, finances. Certain other things were issues, but
Okay.
I know successful women who make more than their man and they're successful, right? It's just they probably have had that talk and they have other things that they value in their relationship or their marriage. So I just think that for me in this moment, I value certain things and I want certain things and I desire certain things, right? But I definitely think that it could work for somebody who, or a successful woman who has dated down, but then other things beyond the finances are important to them.
Hmm. What are those things though? Because at first I thought that like emotional stability was important. Someone that was honest. Like, you go through all of the things, your morals and everything. Does that really have anything to do with finances? Not really.
It doesn't have anything to do with finances, but you have to understand that in certain people's lives, finances may not be the most important. What may
That's
be
true.
most important is their emotional stability, the physical attraction, the having a family, whatever. That financial stability may be in the top 5, but it might not be the number one priority. So that's why I said yes to certain people. Yes, it can sustain. They can sustain a relationship if the woman is successful and the man is here. But I think that a man, again, if they truly don't want to settle, then they will rise, you know. But if they do want to settle and they've had a conversation about it and that works for their family and that works for their relationship, then I mean it can work. It's just certain people it may not work for. Easier said than done. I think I've said this before. Anytime you have a relationship with anybody besides yourself, whether you want that relationship to be successful, you want y'all to be ballers, y'all want y'all to be boss, it's gonna take work. It's gonna take work.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just think that it just depends. I think you have to know where you stand when it comes to certain things and what you desire and what you want in the time frame or the era or the whatever. And yeah, I mean, but I think that we've all probably experienced dating down in some form or fashion.
Yeah. And I think that over time, like you said earlier, you do change. Your mentality changes. And I think what you want out of life or out of a relationship changes along with your age.
Yeah.
So dating down, what does it mean? Does it change throughout your life?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all let us know. Talk to us. We really want to know because you see me. Hey, I ain't dating down now.
Listen. We over here talk about dating down. We need to ask the men out there. Do you think that it's dating up when you have a successful black woman?
You know
Mm.
what? I really want to hear this, but I already know like 9 times out of 10, I already know the answer. A lot of men don't even really care about money when it comes to women. But I feel like that's a little controversial because why wouldn't a man want to be with someone that's equally successful
This
or successful,
We need
period?
to have a conversation about this because I'm over here trying to think the same thing. Like I feel like when two bosses link up, that's a what is
Power
it?
couple,
Yeah, yes. I think that when two bosses link up, that's a what here? That's a power
a
couple, like you
power
said.
couple.
Yeah, and I don't understand like why is it so hard for successful black women to have somebody to match their energy? Oh, that's another subject for another day too, if we want to get to it.
Yes, we're gonna get to that, and you know what? If you talk to a man about this, to
Hmm.
me, it does not make sense. Well, no, it actually makes sense, but then like how I used to think, it did not make sense. It
Yeah, yeah,
doesn't at all. So
it's okay. We gonna get a man on here. I want to know. I want to know.
I it's coming, y'all. So we got 2 upcoming episodes. We're
Hmm.
talking about red flags, and we're talking to men about successful women and why they do or they don't want them, or if they even care.
Yeah,
It's coming up. Y'all don't forget to follow us, like us, subscribe on YouTube, Bomb Ass Moms Podcast. You can find us on TikTok,
yeah,
IG, and Facebook. We really need some commentary. We want to have some conversations with y'all. Let us know what y'all think about this episode. Peace.